Hi, this is Michael Harris of the FASD Wheel and FASDElephant.com. Today is Monday, September 22nd, 2014, and I am really grateful. There's been a lot of support and interest in these short videos that I was thinking about, and this is my first one. Today's topic is about task completion, completing chores. Last night, I asked my kid to help clean up the living room, or to clean up the living room, and he did it. And I was thinking, well, that's kind of easy. That was really easy today. And it isn't always that easy, and I know that it isn't easy for other people out there. So I was really thinking, what made this easier? Because I sure would like to replicate this. And the thing is, a lot of times things can't be replicated, but I thought that maybe by breaking it down into a few parts, it might start helping us look at what are some helpful things to have in place in order to gain compliance, right? So the first thing I thought of was understanding. You got to understand the task. And a lot of times we'll ask kids to do things that aren't understandable. They're not simple enough, or they're too conceptual. So last night, my request was to pick up trash off the floor, put the chairs back, put food away, and put clothes upstairs. Now that's 4 things. That was a little much, maybe sometimes, but it worked. So really simple things, not like clean this room. That's too vague, right? Now the second thing to have in place, I think, is the capacity, or the juice. And when I think of this, I think of the kids' energy. Do they have enough energy to do this? And I don't mean just sleep energy. I mean, like, do they have the energy, the emotional energy to carry through with the task? Can they go through with this? And last night, that was the case. But I keep a really close eye on the energy or capacity or juice that my kid has, and try not to ask him to exceed that capacity that he has. Now, one of the ways that I helped last night was that I offered to help vacuum and to help him out. And I think that if I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have completed things as well as we did. Now, as a side note, I used to think, well, he did the mess, I didn't do the mess, he's got to clean it up. Am I just letting him off the hook? Am I just, being a bad parent? There's all these things that, fly through your head. And here, the basic thing is that he isn't able to do that task on his own. It's like asking a really young child, a 4-year-old, to, wash the dishes or something. It might get done a little bit, but there's probably just going to be a big mess. So that's what I did, and I helped out, and that's just what I do. So the third point of this is, do you have the motivation? Now, his self-motivation has been on the increase lately, and I'm really grateful for that. But that isn't always the case. It also helped that we were going to go out and pick up some takeout last night, and that helped. I don't think it was totally necessary, but sometimes a motivation is necessary, and that just helps with capacity building, in my opinion. So it's not a bribe per se, and sometimes you do just need to bribe to kind of get things done. But anyways, as it turns out, the place that we were going to was closed, and we ended up not doing that and just coming home. But that was handled, and I think it was because there wasn't an over amount of stress with the chore that we were doing. So the fourth thing is, do you have the tools? And in this case, it was mostly just picking things up. There wasn't a specialized tool, although I used the vacuum cleaner, which would have exceeded his capacity, I think. Yeah, so the tools are important. If you can't ask somebody to do something and not have the right tools. So just as a summary, these are the things off the top of my head from last night. You got to have understanding. The kid has to understand the task. They have to have the capacity, or you have to manage that capacity. There has to be some motivation in place. That's just a fact of life. And there has to be the right tools in place. So that's the first video. I know it's a little longer than 2 minutes, but I'll try to winnow them down, and this is just off the top of my head. Let me know what you think. Put comments, send me an email if you like it, if you have questions. And I could be wrong on all this, and there's certainly room for improvement. Have a great day. Thank you.